Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me for another Mindful Mondays. Today we're going to be looking at the general collective energy for the week of April the 11th to April the 17th. As usual, if the messages resonate with you, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so that you never miss out on any videos. Alright, show us everything we need to see for the general collective for the week of April 11th to the 17th. If the messages don't resonate right at this moment, that's totally okay because time and energy is fluid. You might want to check back a little later on in the week to see if the messages resonate then. Show us everything we need to see for the general collective for April the 11th to the 17th. Show us everything we need to see. General messages for April the 11th to the 17th. Wow, we have the Judgment card coming out right away. What else? What else do we need to see? That was just a messy shuffle. Let's try again. Show us everything we need to see for April the 11th to the 17th. Alright, so I normally don't pull out this many cards, but I will honor the fact that they all fell out. We are beginning our spread here with the Judgment card upright, followed by the King of Swords in reverse, then the Hermit in reverse, the Three of Pentacles upright. We also have here the Five of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Nine of Wands that all popped out together. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck, we have here the World card. Very nice. So definitely things coming around full circle. What goes up must come down and vice versa. So if you've been finding like things have been a little bit more challenging, you haven't been able to necessarily like wrap your mind around certain things that are changing and ending and beginning in your life, whether it's work, finances, business, relationships. I'm really seeing that this week, you don't really have to understand why it's happening the way that it's happening. I'm really feeling like this week is about surrender, is about release of resistance, because what you resist ends up persisting. And I'm really feeling like a lot of us have been struggling with like a mental spiral over something that has been very disappointing to us. And we haven't necessarily felt happy lately. With the Hanged Man upright, though, we're being reminded to look at things from a different perspective. We need more balance in the situation. Sometimes it's not about understanding what's going on, but about having faith that it will somehow work out. That there's a reason why everything is happening. It all does happen in divine timing. And when we are disappointed by something that maybe we thought we planned out so well, there's a greater message that's there. Maybe the message has something to do with patience. Maybe those other players that are involved in the situation have not learned specific lessons yet, and since there's a delay on their side, it's causing a delay on your side. People forget that we're spirit beings. We're all connected to one another, and although we have our own individual storylines going on right now, we're all connected. And that there are certain people that we need to meet and we need to experience in order to help bring us to whatever the thing is that's meant for us. And if they are not doing the work on their side the same way you've been doing the work, there will be delays that we face because not everyone is on the same timeline. Not everyone is participating in their healing journey the same way that you are. And it could be vice versa. Maybe the people in your life are ready, but maybe you've had some challenges around this, some resistance around the things that you've had to let go, the things that you are still learning to let go, the things that don't make much sense to you, King of Swords in reverse, but you've needed to do that for yourself on your own time in order to open up a space for you to be ready to get back out there, Hermit in reverse. Okay, so there's a lot of things that are happening simultaneously. A lot of it doesn't make sense, but what I'm really gathering here is this need to get back to work. Okay, this need to get back to work after a period of time of really thinking about the things that haven't worked out, thinking about the projects, the people, the relationships, the opportunities that it just wasn't the right time. And a lot of people have things to say, lots of advice to give, lots of opinions, but I do see here that you're kind of sticking true to your guns. Inside your head, your heart, you know what is meant for you. You know where you want to take your life. And even though there's a lot of unsolicited advice happening for you right now, this is coming from a good place. But I am getting a message here that, stay true to who you are. Okay, you don't have to defend why you want what you want. If it's genuinely what you want, then continue to stay aligned to that purpose. Let's go ahead and pull some clarification cards on this Judgment card. Show us what we need to see about Judgment. Okay, let's clarify the Judgment card, please. Judgment, upright. Judgment, upright. Okay, we have here 5 of Pentacles in reverse, coming out of a period of feeling left out. Sun card, amazing. Walking into this beautiful high vibe energy after feeling lost, confused, like you don't fit in, like you're the odd one out. And whether it's like political views, workplace relationships, feeling like the odd one out in your family, feeling like you and your partner maybe don't see eye to eye, that time is really starting to wrap itself up, and you're finding reasons to stay motivated. You're finding happiness within. Hierophant in reverse. Some people are starting to realize that they're okay without their relationship. I mean, I hate to say that because, I'm all about love. I love love. But at the same time, we're being given a message here that some of us are coming to the realization that we've spent so many years pouring into personal relationships thinking that this is going to bring us happiness, that it's going to bring us joy. What we're starting to realize here is that there are certain differences between you and your partners and partners. It's going to be different for everyone, but that's not your only source of happiness. In fact, some of you are starting to question whether or not the person you've been with long term is actually the right one for you. And you're starting to reevaluate what this relationship means to you and what their role is in whatever projects that you're trying to cultivate from the ground up. For others of you, if you've been in an established bond and things are great, then this message might not be for you. But this might also be a reminder that you have to pour back into yourself. Not everything is about your relationship. If you're not feeling at your best, there is an impact on your personal relationship. Oftentimes people will put their marriage before their own needs, and that's fine, but to what extent? I think there's going to be a reevaluation during this week about what our personal boundaries are so that we don't continue to feel like we're the ones who are making sacrifices to our own happiness for the sake of the relationship, or for the sake of the marriage, or for the sake of keeping people in the workplace happy. This week is really going to be about facing ourselves. What do we need to give up? Maybe it's the people pleasing. Is that what we need to give up in order to feel happy, content, fulfilled? This week is really going to focus on what it is that we need individually in order to function at our best and in order to feel happy. Because when we're feeling these high vibes, it helps to open us up to continue receiving these blessings. And now that might not always make sense because we do have the King of Swords in reverse. So maybe logically, some of the things that we're choosing don't make sense. Let's clarify the King of Swords, please. King of Swords. Show us what we need to know about the King of Swords in reverse. King of Swords. Too many cards. Okay, let's be intentional. King of Swords in reverse. King of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords in reverse. Less talking, Okay, maybe it's not about what you're saying. Tower in reverse, avoiding some sort of destructive situation, avoiding some sort of breakdown, whether it's an argument, a discussion. I feel like you guys are biting your tongue. You're biting your tongue and not saying something because some truth can cause a very big disruption. It's either going to cause a breakup, it's going to cause a change in your dynamic, and it seems like a very significant one involving someone from your past. 6 of Cups in reverse. So some of you could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Some of you could be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But there's something that has to do with your past, a truth about your past that you're choosing not to reveal or choosing not to speak about because you're afraid of what the outcome is going to be. Like, what's going to happen if I speak my truth? It's going to change this relationship dynamic completely. And this person, you've kind of been holding on to this person for a long time from your past. You've gone through a lot of things together. And so I feel like this Tower moment could even be from your past. You went through a lot of traumatic things with this person, but there is a transition that's happening here, right? If we're talking about happiness, where have you placed your happiness on the back burner and have like held on to old timelines in order to almost avoid hurting someone else's feelings, or in order to avoid some sort of breakdown that's necessary to happen so that you can level up to the next stage? Let's go ahead and take a look at what this Tower means. Okay, I'm going to pull extra clarification because it is such a big energy. Okay, the Tower. Show us what we need to know about the Tower in reverse. What is this Tower in reverse? Show me what it has to do with, please. The Tower in reverse. High Priestess in reverse. Okay, not paying attention to our highest selves. Something to do with our spirituality, creation. We have here the Death card upright. Okay, endings, new beginnings, transformation taking place within a certain relationship dynamic. For some of you, this is breakup. Maybe you're transitioning from being in a couple to singlehood, or you're transitioning from being a couple to friendship, or there's just something happening here. Like, we're just not admitting, we're not saying to each other that this is the end. Whether it's personal relationships or workplace, we're not declaring, we're like avoiding it. We're trying to be in some sort of like delusion because it's hard to talk about. It's hard to admit. It's painful. It's disappointing. It's hurtful. And yet the message here is, if we just go through whatever this is with the Tower, we end up with the exact transformation that we'll need in order to stay in alignment. High Priestess in reverse. Chariot upright, Cancerian energy, quick movement forward, very emotional energy also. The moment we have these hard conversations, the moment we admit that something is over because it has to be over and the structure around it needs to change, whether it's workplace or relationship, the structure in which it functions needs to change. And once we have these conversations about it, we will get this exact transformation we're looking for, and it will happen very quickly. But we have to allow it to happen. Step 1 is coming to the realization of what it is that makes us happy, genuinely, truly, not for other people, not to save relationships or partnerships, but because it's genuinely what we need. And once we come to that realization, we can then have these conversations that we're trying to avoid and allow the transformation to happen. Let's take a look at this Hermit in reverse. Okay, Hermit in reverse, please. Show us what we need to know for Hermit in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy here. We also have the 5 of Wands upright, and then we also have here 10 of Cups upright. Okay, so some people are going to be argumentative, competitive. Some people just won't understand, and that's fine. The Queen of Swords in reverse, maybe you're having a little bit of difficulty communicating it. Okay, maybe it's the way that you're going to communicate it. It might come off across like wrong. It might have like some sort of misunderstanding attached to it. I think it's just such a high pressure situation that you have a lot of fears around how to best communicate these realizations that you're slowly having every day. And it will be triggering for some people, whether it's a competitive spirit or one of upset. It's going to cause a little bit of a disruption, which is, again, totally normal. People are human beings. We have feelings. And this is just the reaction from you, maybe not expressing it in the best way you possibly could. But while I say that, I also firmly believe that we all do the best we can in the moments that we do certain things. In hindsight, that might be different, but in these moments, we try the best that we can do. This is the best that we can do. But your best in this situation may cause some very hurt feelings. The good news is, in the long run, we have the 10 of Cups upright. So this restores peace, this restores harmony. These arguments are necessary in order for everyone to experience happiness, whether with each other, whether within the same workplaces, or something totally different. But the point is, this cannot be avoided. We cannot experience this happiness unless we go through the hard times. Let's take a look here at the 3 of Pentacles upright. 3 of Pentacles upright. We have here the Fool in reverse, okay? It's in reverse, so maybe we're having to tie up some loose ends this week. We also have here 9 of Cups in reverse, okay? A little bit stressed out, not exactly easing into things as easily, especially if this is like rebuilding something, working on something with a group of people. I think there's still an adjustment period here, and people are still kind of uncomfortable. And then we have here the 5 of Swords upright. Okay, so definitely, really someone's trying to get in the last word here. Someone's trying to make sure that their opinion is the one that's heard the most. But if you see here in the background, you've got some hurt people in this mix. So you might be working with other people, but I think your vision is going to be very different from how other people envision this to turn out. And that may cause some sort of disruption. It's an adjustment period. This week is a full adjustment period because there's so many changes. Energetically, there's such a huge shift happening with the collective, and it's impacting every minor puzzle piece in your life right now. So it's not a surprise that there is a new beginning around the corner here. We're not quite through it yet, but I'm really getting such a huge emphasis on this Tower energy and needing to have hard conversations and allowing things to really just transform. It's so hard to relinquish control, but we need to step into a space of less resistance in order to welcome in this new beginning waiting for us here. I'm going to pull some clarification on these 3 cards at the bottom row. We have here the 5 of Cups upright, 7 of Wands upright, and the 9 of Wands upright. Show us what we need to see for all of these 3 cards that came out together. Please show us what we need to see for these cards that came out together. Show us what we need to see. We have the 2 of Pentacles upright. Okay, juggling 2 situations here. You're equally invested in them both, but you know, it's really getting hard to balance at this point. Could be 2 people, could be 2 ideas, could be 2 workplace situations. King of Wands in reverse, Aries, Leo, Sagittarian energy here. Okay, you're not as passionate about this juggling anymore. I think at one point maybe you thought you could get away with this for some time and you didn't have to make some major decisions, but the longer you continue to prolong this, the more and more checked out you're becoming. Regardless of workplace or love, you're just becoming more and more checked out because you don't actually want this for yourself. And then 7 of Swords upright. So as you're investing yourself into something you're no longer wanting to be part of, you're simultaneously trying to do something else on the side. So let's say this applies to work. The 2 of Pentacles can indicate here you have a full-time job and then you have your side hustle, your passion project. You're maybe still employed in your current job, but you're lacking passion. You don't actually want to be there. King of Wands in reverse. Instead, you're staying there because for whatever reasons, whatever considerations you have, which have been indicated on the top part of your spread here, but you're simultaneously trying to get away with building something else up on the side. Take that as it resonates. For other people, this is a relationship. You may be involved with a fire sign here, or basically every sign because it did show up in different parts of this reading, but you're dealing with a person. Maybe you're trying to juggle 2 different people. You're maybe exiting one relationship and entering into another one. But for the sake of not hurting the old person's feelings, you're kind of just like sneaky about this movement and you're doing something without making it clear to a different person that this is what you're choosing for yourself. It's like an in-between transition phase between exiting a relationship and entering a new one. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's pull some clarification cards, or not clarification, I'm so sorry. I'm still thinking about this energy down here. Let's pull some final advice using the Lemuria Oracle Pocket Size deck. I'm just sensing here this is going to be kind of a disruptive week. It's been very challenging. The energy for the collective has been very challenging as of late. It's still going to continue to feel that way as we continue to move towards the summertime. Yeah, there's still a lot of things ending. A lot of truths that we haven't necessarily confronted fully. A lot of need to control outcomes. We're still in resistance. Although a part of us really understands that we need to move in a more high vibe type of way, so we want to be in alignment, it's just challenging and difficult to figure out how to best move so that we can really step into this new timeline. Okay, final advice for our collective for the week of April the 11th to the 17th. Thank you so much. This is the image on the back of the card. Here we go. Portals are gateways to other layers of reality. They can be accessed through inner practices or externally in places such as the planet's vortices. Gently explore the edges of your existence. Spend time listening in the forest. Deepen your meditation practice. Dance yourself into ecstasy. Explore psychic tools and study new healing modalities. If you feel lacking in purpose or life seems a little mundane, remember there is never a reason to be bored. What we experience with our physical senses is just the tip of the iceberg. Magic exists whenever you care to find it. Look between the lines to limitless discovery. Look between the lines to limitless discovery. You have everything that you need to create the life that you feel happy living. We are just held back because there's a lot of things, a lot of considerations in the way, but this is a perfect opportunity to step into this portal. Okay, if you haven't been feeling as great lately, it's a collective shift. Okay, stepping into a new timeline is often disruptive, painful, and it's not easy. And I think we need to cut ourselves a little bit more slack. You're doing the best that you can do. Keep it up. You're doing amazing. Okay, and where it is that you're out of integrity, always remember that you can step back into it. It's not the end of the world. If you've had a really rough last few weeks, don't worry about it. This week, set the intention that you are going to do things to make you more happy, that you're going to do things to step into this brand new beginning. Okay, any action, big or small, is action in the right, is action. It's like, it will bring you into the right direction. Even if it feels like you're taking 10 steps backwards, there's a reason why everything is happening. So I hope this message resonated with you all. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I genuinely appreciate it. If you haven't signed up for my email list yet, for my online store, Mindful Botanica, I suggest that you do so. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in the description box below. It's a link to my website. Sign up so you guys get some behind the scenes looks at the products that are be coming out. I did announce in my previous I guess email out to everyone that the name of the first collection for Mindful Botanica is called the Ritual Collection, and it's 5 different ritual kits based off of different things that I think will be helpful for everyone in their manifestation journey. So I guess as a sneak peek, the first kit is called Alignment and Protection. The second kit is called Mercury Retrograde and Third Eye Awakening. Then we have one for love, and that's self-love and love for others. Our fourth kit is Abundance and Good Luck, and our fifth kit is Moon Magic and Manifestation. I'm so excited to show you guys the photos for the product launch. They have not been released just yet, so if you want to be part of that experience, go ahead and click on the link in the description box below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.